Yeah. Hey. So I say, look, young boy from a broken home, always feel alone. I'm a gone, face stone, but he gotta stay strong, hold his own. Pops is giving me a choice, raise your voice, get your mother's love, or Pops raise.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to return listeners to the Man Cave with myself, Cedric Edison, and the wonderful, amazing man, Ron Servant. What's up, now? So, man, we just gonna dive right in, y'all. You know, one, I would have to say, and then I'll let Ron talk, see what he got. But I know for me, man, I really appreciate you guys just tuning in, listening to what the hell we got to say, because we just two dudes just looking to create a safe space for people and to reflect back. And it's a little over a year, or might be right at a year. I would have to go and look. I'm a man. I'm not that good at remembering anniversary dates. Well, we're on that year mark, and man, it's just feel grateful and a sense of like crazy amount of gratitude, man. I don't know I know that's how I'm feeling. I'm sure you somewhere in that neighborhood, huh, Ron?
Yeah, I was asked the question the other day: do I have a practice of like a daily gratitude practice? And I was like, I feel a lot of gratitude in my life, but I don't necessarily formalize it in that. So that was something that kind of meant a lot to me to kind of create that space for that. But as you're saying, Cedric, I think I just almost called you Cedric. um, Yeah, just to be alive. This last week, I've gone through just some things with my mom and my sister, my brother, my wife. Just we're dealing with some challenges around surgery and health, and we've got colds. But just still through all that, just having a true sense of just a zest for life and just that appreciation for all those simple things that we sometimes forget about. Just our breath, our heart beating, all these automatic things that happen in our life that we just take for granted, and just feeling, especially this time of year, during Thanksgiving, but something I need to really continue to expand upon is just the true appreciation for everything that I have in life, and what my body does for me, and what my friends, like Cedric, that you do for me. Um, I don't think we can ever feel or should ever feel that we can't continue to expand that practice to really just have a true appreciation for just everything that happens in our lives. Because it can all change, right? Events happen, significant changes can occur that can just throw us off kilter, and we can really quickly lose that sense of appreciation for what got us to that point, because then we're dealing with something that just takes our mind away from a place like this, where we can really tap into all that we have, all that we want, all that we are. So yeah, just really feeling, again, as the year mark for creating the show. Appreciation for my son, for his creative mind to even think about us doing this, to us showing up in a creative way every week, and to truly value you, Cedric. And I, obviously we're here in front of each other, but just we kind of shared similar thoughts a week ago. What was it, Thursday, at your house? Or no, it wasn't Thursday, it was Sunday, at your house, and just in each other's presence, and just how much gratitude, even deeper, I felt at that point, just to be able to share some time with your girlfriend, and Messiah, and be in your house and be in your city that you live in. I just truly appreciate you allowing me to come into your home and share part of your life that I hadn't experienced before. So that was freaking awesome.
Oh, man, it was kind of cool. I was like, man, we got Ron in the building, man. Like, it's weird, like, cause I felt the same thing, but on the reverse, like, man, Ron is in my hometown, man. Like, damn, this cool. Oh man, Ron coming to the house.
And what was that? What was the restaurant you took? Pluckers?
Pluckers, yeah.
Pluckers, man. I got gratitude for Pluckers, man. I've never been to that. I mean, we have like Wingstop here, and it's kind of a smaller version of that, just little small drumettes, and you know, not nearly the just the freshness and flavorful experience that I had. So, man, I was just thinking about, man, I've got a lot of gratitude for Pluckers.
Hey, I knew they wouldn't disappoint, man, because I mean, one is chicken. You know, you can never go wrong with chicken, you know, but then it's Pluckers, man. It's like shit, it's Pluckers.
Well, and I was in, you know, just after an amazing event. I was at your house in Austin. Or not, I was at your house eventually in Austin, but we went to Pluckers, and here on the TV is, you know, Cowboy game. I know you're not a Cowboy fan, but you know, just the whole experience of being in Texas, you know, Cowboy game, you know, going to Pluckers. It was just a very cool, amazing experience. That's something I'm always gonna just feel so much gratitude to, you know, experience something like that. It was just.
I'm glad you enjoyed, man. I'm glad you enjoyed. Wow, that's real. Damn.
And I was just thinking too, because I know I was sharing a little bit about just, you know, kind of my wife went through some major dental surgery. My mom's been in the hospital with an infection. You know, my son and I have had colds. My brother was in a car accident a week and a half ago, and everybody's on the mend. You know, so things are getting better, but just the gratitude for having just the ability to be involved in their lives at the level that I can. And you know, we all say that catchphrase, right? Life is too short. You know, life, we don't know how short life's going to be. Life could be long in nature or it could be short, but in the scheme of things, you know, it's relatively short, you know, when you look at time itself. So why not create that practice of, you know, appreciation? You know, you the listener, you know, do you take time in your day to stop and appreciate just the simple things that are, you know, the food that's on your plate? You know, what went into that becoming available to you? The people that grew it, the people that, you know, produced, you know, that sold it at the market, the people that bagged it up for you. All those simple things that we just, you know, kind of forget about. We just look at the end product and what we're able to enjoy. But look at the, you know, the people that deserve some of that appreciation, at least in my opinion, to actually do something that benefits me, that allows me to have, you know, a great experience of eating something that they've been a part of. You know, I'm just curious, you know, you the listener out there, or even you, Cedric, you know, are there areas in our lives, and I'm one of those, that we can really expand upon that to just look at creating a much bigger commitment to just that sense of appreciation and gratitude and all those things that just give life so much more meaning.
Oh man, hell yes, that's a resounding hell yeah for me. Uh, you know, because I could probably expand that in my financial life. Um, you know, just being more grateful. I am, but I'm not exactly where I would like to be. So it can play tricks on me a little bit. It can, I can find myself going to that place of scarcity versus abundance. And when I'm there, it's, you know, I'm not as present to be more grateful for it. Yeah, that's probably my biggest one right now. Because I got the life one kind of down.
Right.
You know, it's, you know, y'all that's been following us, y'all know, shit, I damn near died a couple years back.
Yeah.
From a heart problem. So shit, I wake up, I'm like, hell yeah. Like, hell yeah, the day can't go wrong. Like, fuck, I woke up, I got to see it. So that's an area, the biggest one for me right now, where I could probably see more expansion. But in reality, I mean, we can all expand each area. It's just the one that we probably need to strengthen a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was going to ask, and just shift gears a little bit. And before I say that, man, I think sometimes too what happens, and I know for me it happened, when I look back over my life, I can see where I got content.
Mm.
Content, or maybe I got too comfortable with just being in that uncomfortable space to where it just kind of became the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, just surviving, and you're not living, you're just surviving. And it can be pretty hard, to be grateful for because that's a very, very dark place. And it's coming from a lot of negative, I don't have this, or I wish I was that. And you're just like, oh, woe is me, like, fuck my life type area.
Right.
So my question for you would be, you have those dark times, which I'm sure you have them just like, fuck, I got them, anybody got them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what worked for you? How do you dig yourself up out of that?
It's funny you ask that, because I was working with one of my clients last night, and we were creating, what we've learned in BHC about, the big motivating factor of something that we want in our life. And what came into his awareness was, and what he really wanted to really understand more about was the whole idea, or the whole experience, or the whole, well, the phrase, this too shall pass. So for me, when we were talking about that last night, what I felt about myself was my willingness to, most times, to just kind of let that be part of my thought process. So in dark times where things are tough, or the challenge seems to be insurmountable, or, I don't feel like there's an upside to something, this too shall pass. We look at the events that we've had in our life, and I know I've had plenty of things that I can look back on and look at, the highs and the lows. So even the highs, right? The great achievements that we've had, and the things that we've been successful doing, those things pass as well. So it's just that ebb and flow of life. So how I feel like I've been able to deal with life a little bit more in a way that doesn't feel so, kind of, I wouldn't say dark, but impactful on just my long-term, living, is just that whole mindset of that this too shall pass. This is just a moment in time. And even with emotions, the highs and lows of feeling happy and sad, and all these other things that we sometimes feel that we're always going to be happy, or we're always, we're never going to get out of sadness. Just trusting and realizing that, this will pass. So that's really worked well for me. Just, so when I was discussing that last night with my client, it was really a kind of a cool mind shift to make a, kind of a reminder for him that is now allowing him to, when those moments come up where he feels like because he was talking about his life just kind of wandering and kind of losing, kind of contact with what he wanted. And in those moments, he's now creating just a reminder for himself to have that awareness, or that mantra come into his head, this too shall pass. Good and bad, right? Because we can't just hang on to all the highs in life and think that always life is going to be amazing, but just have that willingness to accept that that's going to be the ebb and flow of life. Hopefully we have more ups than downs, but the downs are also important for us to really gauge, what our life is all about, because, adversity can build character. Challenges can build strength. All these things that you can move out of a situation as a result of something that didn't quite go the way you thought it might, builds up the confidence and that, and appreciation for the journey. I think gratitude wouldn't feel as important in our life if that downside of the experience wasn't involved, because it would just be us skating through life and not really having, true appreciation for all the work that we put in to get there. Because we know if there's something in our life that we really want, it's not going to just manifest in our lives. We have to put in the effort. We can't just plant the seed out in our garden and expect it to grow. We have to go out there and water it. We have to make sure if it needs sun, it's getting sunlight. All those things are important to grow. So that's worked well for me, just as far as, kind of having that idea or mindset that this is just a moment in time. This is just something that's moving through my awareness and the experience that I'm having. And there's an opportunity in the next moment to experience something different. I love that question though, man. I just love the fact that you brought that up, because I think, we don't know at times or often in our conversations where these topics that we come up with, how they're going to, where they're going to go. So as you were asking me that question, I was answering. I'm just now envisioning, you at your, your Thanksgiving dinner, and just, I'd love to kind of see or hear what that, kind of what that experience maybe has been for you in the past, and now having, a young son and, living with your girlfriend and all these things that have changed in your life. Just what type of Thanksgiving Day might look like for you.
Well, honestly, it's weird, man. It's going to be a weird Thanksgiving. It's just the way that the schedule worked out, because I'm off on Thanksgiving Day, but like, I'm going to be at home by myself. I know it sounds weird. No, I mean, bruh, it's cool. Like, it's just the way it worked out.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm a little bummed out, but I'm okay with the decision, because it's one that kind of has to be made at the moment to the fire, and for y'all listening in, it's I still work a full-time job, so my schedule just didn't work out. Right. And I'm planning. I'm letting everybody know May 11th, right? Quit date. Oh man, is in the universe.
Recorded now, man. It's recorded in a couple areas now.
But as far as all of the holidays, man, really this year, and the ones where my family kind of get together, Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's going to be kind of interesting, man, because this is like 18 has been a year of, golly, like a whirlwind of growth. At times it seems slow, but now that I'm here and I'm looking back, it's like, man, I've come a mighty, mighty long, mighty long way.
Yeah.
So I really don't know. Like Christmas, I already got Christmas and all that secured, so I don't even know what it's gonna look like or feel like. I think it's just gonna be more of a peaceful calm, because I'm gonna be more present, and just kind of enjoying the moment and trying to just see the moment. Mm-hmm. Like look, instead of just looking at the whole forest, like while I'm there, I'm gonna be looking at each individual tree. Like, okay, let me look at, like, I see this person, versus, okay, man, I see y'all, but now it's, all right, these are souls, like, man, like we together, like, and we in this moment. So let me see. It's just gonna be kind of interesting, man, but kind of beautiful and cool all at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I was just thinking about the word, Thanksgiving, and then just kind of twisting that a little bit and just giving thanks. Which when you say giving thanks, it doesn't really make you think about Thanksgiving. It just kind of takes on a whole nother meaning. So what I'm hearing you saying is, it's not necessarily the holiday that's brought this sense of appreciation, gratitude, all these things that you're feeling. I mean, it's been a culmination of the year. It's been, your willingness to kind of step forward and in your coaching career, step forward as an individual, that you've been posting these amazing videos on a nightly basis and committing to that. I mean, I'm hoping you've created space for yourself to just appreciate your willingness to stick with something like that. Knowing the conversation early on was, I don't think I even want to do it. I don't know what I'm even going to talk about. But now you're killing it. So, I mean, that's got to be something that you just feel a lot of appreciation for yourself, of just showing up every day, at least for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, however long your video is going to be that particular day, of just showing up for yourself, showing up for others. You know, that true willingness for 100 days straight to do that. And I know that's not going to end. You may not continue to do live videos, you know, as you move forward. That may become something that you do periodically, but you're going to show up in your life in a way that you've never had before on a daily basis. And this is, you know, that's just, so when those things happen, you know, we really need to take that step back on a regular basis and really admire ourselves for our willingness to do something that just scared the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, because if you didn't, and you just said, you know what, it was just something I had to do, so I did it. You know, I was challenged, so I just did it because I was challenged. No, I mean, that might be part of it, because that whole idea of, you know, you can't do it, and yeah, I can do this. I mean, that's part of it, right? When you get challenged by somebody, or, you know, you're seeing others do something that you like to step into, but ultimately you stepped in and made it your own. And it's just everybody that's done something like that. It's such a unique share. So I just, you know, I'm just sitting here thinking about the whole idea of Thanksgiving being a day where we celebrate, you know, the pilgrims and all these things that we were taught in school of giving, you know, on a certain day, you know, sharing food and you know, kind of having a dinner table where everybody sits down and just lets go of everything else that's going on in our lives, and we sit down and we share. But maybe just creating just a different version of that, or a play on that, just to call, you know, giving thanks, and just, you know, create that as a place as we live our life to come from, you know, giving thanks in every moment that we can, for ourselves, for others, for, you know, creating that space for, you know, the world to give thanks to each other in appreciation for, I guess, just our willingness to not just exist on this earth, you know, to be, not just to do, to, you know, step up and create life, not just sit back and let life, you know, kind of manifest in whatever way it's going to.
Yeah. Man, it's funny you mentioned that, because I guess that's another area too, but a part of that is I'm still, like, I'm going through it, and I'm on the back end of the fire, but I'm still in the fire. So it's kind of hard for me to appreciate everything, because I'm still in it right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, you know, once my 100 days is over and I got time to kind of and truly look back, and I do, like, I'm grateful of it, because I mean, I remember talking to people well, we all came out here to Austin for live. You know, I remember telling, they was like, man, what's up with the 100-day challenge? And I'm like, dude, like, I recommend it to everybody, because you're gonna learn this. Like, if somebody asks me about it, then yeah, but you know, like, I still got to do my video tonight, and I'll be, you know, it's probably not gonna be in a place of gratitude for it. You know, I'll be like, oh, thankful for the computer, but I'm like working through some other stuff, like, okay, damn, I gotta hit the start button. All right, let's go. That type of deal, right? So yeah, that's like one of those dark moments where it's kind of to give it, but
I feel in my heart that you did it for yourself. I mean, it was great when you see others, you know, kind of get on and they're commenting and you know, give you comments about how much you're impacting their life and all those things. Those are all huge moments in our lives when we can touch others by the words we say or how we express ourselves. But I would also feel confident knowing that if you had nobody watching, it's still going to be the impact that you have made for yourself doing something for yourself, showing up live and putting yourself out there, irregardless if anybody listened in, I think was still a huge place for you to just feel, wow, I did this and I'm proud of myself. Did something that was scared the shit out of me. And didn't really go into with any expectation other than just, this is me. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I want to share. What a great place to come from. I mean, when you weren't expecting anything in return. It was just, this is what I have to share.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to add, and I was trying to figure, because I forgot. I was like, damn, I forgot my second point. But the second one I was going to make is sometimes, because you were saying we got to create the space, and sometimes I do believe that sometimes that gratitude is shown in the form of celebration. We got to celebrate the wins, and it's not a prideful thing or a boastful thing. The intent is right. Like with the videos, my intent is right. I'm just trying to help people. I don't know who it's for. Just like with the show, we don't really have a malicious intent, so it's cool to celebrate the wins, and that's kind of like being thankful in a different type of way. And that's kind of like on the video deal, like that's how I look at it. Like I get off and it's just this different, like this sense of accomplishment and pride is like, damn,
right.
Although I didn't want to do that, man, and although 88 days in, I'm still scared, but still hitting the button. It's like, you know what? I could take on anything where all I got to do is just hit a button. And not saying it's a button, but when I'm thinking stuff, I have something to relate it to now. And so it's like, yeah. So I guess I kind of misspoke. So because I look at it and I'm like, man, I'm glad that I have that to be able to hold. Like, man, shit, I was just sharing with you earlier. Like I went and talked to the people, to the aerial yoga gym, and man, that was scary as hell. Like that was scary, but I was just like, you know what? It's no different than alive. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like just go in there and talk to the people. Boom, landed it.
Right.
So in moments like that and stuff like that, hell yeah. And it's not. And I just want to put this out there to y'all. It's not bad to celebrate the wins. It's really not, because that's a form of, yes, thank you, I made it through.
Well, and connected to that, we should be willing to share that success with others. I mean, not feel like, oh gosh, I'm not experiencing that, or I don't have all the clients that person has, or I'm not making as much money as them. I mean, we have to be willing to create a appreciation for each one and their journey and their successes to the point where that energy is going to come back and support us in what we're doing, and knowing that energy we're putting into somebody else's successes is only going to make us feel better, because that's where we're coming from. Our true identity is, as in my opinion, as who we are. Coming from our heart, sharing that part of us that has nothing to do with what our head's telling us. Our head may tell us, these messages of I'm not good enough, poor me, all these things that come into our mind, and maybe that's messages we've heard from others as well. But when we just come from a place of giving and a place of love, we're not going to make those comments or not express ourselves in a way that's going to make that person or create a space for that person to feel lesser than, because they're feeling so good about an accomplishment they made or took or experienced. We have to share in that joy. We have to be willing to feel just as much energy and excitement that person's feeling, almost just that true sense of, we got this. Heck yeah, you got this. And I have felt that with your journey doing this. I mean, just doing 100 days, just packing full in 7 or 8 minutes, something that probably the majority of people don't even share in a day. You just kind of look at how we go through life in a day's time. How much are you kind of sharing of yourself in a way that's going to enhance somebody else's life? Maybe that happens, over a week, but the content you've been putting out there is packed full of just insightful, meaningful, heartfelt, just, shares that, are little snippets that people say, oh man, yeah, right on. Yeah. I mean, it's just cool just to see that excitement of people that are, kind of, and they want some of that, right? When you see others that are successful and experiencing that joy of success, I want that. What is that person, or what are they doing to create that in their life? That's where we should come from. Not like, oh, poor me. Have the gratitude to have the desire to say, hey, God, how did you do that? How did you get past your fears to push the live button every single day and not know what you're going to talk about and just put out such amazing content? How good that feels to us, because we're like, dude, I have no idea. I was shaking in my boots every time that 8 o'clock rolled around, figuring what I need to do. Um, I love you bringing that up, just sharing, and being excited and being willing to explore and to really fully embrace success, and not feel like it's a negative way to express yourself.
Cool, man. Thank you. Ah, man.
So joys of a time of year where, and I'm just thinking about Messiah and just the time I was able to spend with him. Just those little things that we, because my son's 13 now, and I look back on previous Thanksgivings and just life in general. I'm really committing myself right now, as I'm speaking to you, Cedric, and to you, the listener, of just upping my game. Just creating a bigger practice of giving thanks to myself, to my family, to my friends, to those that are in my life. Not just as a token, hey, thank you, but just a heartfelt thank you for this. Thank you for what you've been able to give me. Because I think there are those that are walking around this earth that little comment of gratitude can make a difference in that person's day. Maybe they don't have somebody in their life that shows true appreciation for what they're doing. So what better gift to give to somebody else is to share what you appreciate about them and what they've done for you.
Yeah, that make me think about that story, man. That one time you was in the gym.
Yeah.
And you stopped the dude and just, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, keeping the machines. But it was from the heart, straight gratitude. Like, I really do appreciate that. And that, man, that's like now that whole relationship is just different.
Yeah, I saw him on Saturday, and it was like, every time I see him now, he's like got a smile on his face, and I don't see him having, and not that he needs to, but I don't see him having any other reaction, or interactions with others at the gym, and that's everybody's own decision on what they may or may not want to enter into in a relationship. But I shared a little bit about. Was it last Thursday when Danny, my wife, was having her oral surgery? Just I don't know if I shared it with you, Cedric, was just stopping and talking to a homeless gentleman, and I gave him $20, and just what I felt out of that situation was gratitude towards him of sharing some of his life that he may not share with anybody, in a moment of a guy that just stopped and just took a chance to speak to him. And then, just the gratitude that he showed in me of, taking off his sunglasses, and I could smell a little alcohol on him. So I know that's part of his life, but he looked me in the eye and just, it's just a true connection, in a moment that most times I would just, not want to make contact and just walk down the alley and not even pay attention to something like that. And I took a chance, and we had a true appreciation for that connection we had, and whether or not it impacts him, I just feel from afar just an appreciation that he allowed me to experience a little bit about himself that he may not ever experience. And who knows, right? When people are in a situation where they don't have a place to live and they're on the streets and they're struggling with addiction or loss. Who knows what's going to happen the next day for that individual. So I'd love to talk more about that maybe in a future episode, just about just how we experience others and our unwillingness to, or our willingness to just ignore, right? Walking down the street, it's whether it's a racial issue or however we're separating ourselves from that person that is walking down the street. I'd love to just have a future conversation about that type of topic where we just live this life of how and we spoke about this a little bit before, but just how you're different than me, and so I'm going to create that separation. So
yeah, I like that one. We can go back to it.
Yeah.
Man.
So I know we've got a couple. We've been talking a couple weeks now about just some upcoming guests, and that's going to happen here soon. We've got a couple coaches. My son Anthony, eventually, and he's kind of the co-creator of this podcast. I'm hoping at some point he might make a surprise guest for us, and you guys can, as listeners, can see him on the channel and know that he's been behind the scenes, kind of helping us to produce these videos, adding some music to it, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think one last time said, I just want to, and I know I've said this before, but I just feel in this moment, what you're doing in your life now and what you have been doing in your life, stepping up with your coaching practice, putting yourself out there, just being in person with you, just seeing the father that you are, just your interactions with Kenesha, and just, that whole environment, just seeing you on stage and live and kind of being in that situation again. Man, if life ended tomorrow, just knowing that you've added that part to my life as a friend, I just truly appreciate that. And the reason I'm saying this is obviously for you, Cedric, but also, you, the listener, of those people that in your lives, don't make Thanksgiving the only day where you really have a true appreciation for what you have in your life. Maybe change that term, like I mentioned about, giving thanks, and create that as a mantra, just something you practice every day, and share that. Don't just keep all of that appreciation inside and feel this, this energy. Share with the world, share with those in your life that you truly appreciate what they've done for you and with you, and don't hold back. I mean, that's what changes life. And when we're willing to put ourselves out there and share in those vulnerable moments, that then that person may do that same thing with somebody else in their life that they've never been willing to step up. So I just, again, truly appreciate this space, you, Cedric, you, the listeners. And I'm looking forward to a freaking amazing 2019. We've been talking about it, and I know, Ced's got some conversations going around about, we actually both have some conversations about how we're going to enhance the channel. This vision we're still seeing for this is there's going to be a place that we're going to be physically at, maybe a couple big chairs, something, and just thinking out loud. But then if we kind of move back to this space here as we sit, if that doesn't happen,
as long as we're not in Chicago, man.
Yeah, not Chicago.
No.
But even if it doesn't happen, and this just continues as it is right here with you and I speaking, I'm overwhelmed and appreciative of that in itself. So thank you for everything, and thank you for your family, and thank you for being the man that you are.
Oh man, thank you, man. Like, man, big ups to Anthony, because this wouldn't even, I really don't think we would even probably talked about this had it not been for him.
Yes.
So, like, forever in debt to that dude there, man. Y'all, Danny letting you, I wouldn't say let, but that's a marriage, and man, you wanting to come and chill and watching you, I was just like in awe. Like, wow, man, this is a memory right here. Like, damn, this is pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Like, all right, so, man, big ups to you. Much in the heart for you, for y'all listening. Like, I wish everybody could just jump in and experience it for at least a second. That's all you would need, like, to understand, like, what it's like. It's like, man, I appreciate the hell out of y'all. I'm so grateful for y'all, for this space, for Ron, Anthony, Danny, and I haven't even met her. I feel like that's sis already, you know, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Golly, man, yeah. So much space and so much gratitude, gratefulness, and everything to y'all, man. I love y'all.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. Share yourself, share this podcast. Again, this may be something that resonates with somebody else out there in your life that may be interested in kind of learning or, you know, listening in on a conversation between just two ordinary men. Actually, we're not two ordinary men. We're two freaking amazing men. So maybe we shouldn't say two ordinary men. But with just different thought process, right? You know, you got your experiences, I have mine. There's been times when we've had differences of opinion. It's just all been amazing. So we will talk to you guys next time. Have a great Thanksgiving and peace out.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
This boys, the situation I faced had no control over. Guilt weighed on me heavy, felt like a big boulder. Now that I've grown older, I see it more clearer. A mother's touch is important, I needed a nearer. But we grew apart and life happened so fast. But she's still in my heart.